We were talking about section 9 subsection 3, which says on certain services the liability to pay GST directly to the government is on the recipient of service. In today's class, let us discuss the second service falling under the list. This service is about services by an individual advocate. Let us take an example to understand this entire service. Say there is a popular lawyer named as Harish Salve. There is a popular lawyer called as Harish Salve. He can provide two types of services. One is representational service. Second one is other than representational service. What is representational service? As the name says, representational service means representing your client in front of court or any authority. That is, representing your client in front of the judge. So Harish Salve can represent the client in front of the court. Or second type of service is other than representational service. What is this other than representational service? Say Harish Salve can suggest companies or his clients about legal opinion or legal consultancy services. Here Harish Salve is not going to court and fighting for the clients, but he is just providing a consultancy services. On other services, that is on legal opinion or consultancy services, reverse charge mechanism is not applicable. So on what reverse charge mechanism is applicable? Only on representational services. That is when Harish Salve represent his clients in front of the judge in court. In that situation, reverse charge mechanism is applicable. Now you may ask me whether all representational services are covered under RCM. Again, answer is no. Only if RCM services are provided to business entity, reverse charge mechanism is applicable. Only if representational services are provided to business entity, RCM is applicable. If it is provided to other than business entity, RCM is not applicable. Let us take an example to understand both the cases. Say there is a fight between Mukesh Ambani and Anil Ambani regarding a property dispute. Okay, it is a very big case. And Harish Salve fought for Mukesh Ambani in the court of law. So Harish Salve represented Mukesh Ambani in court. So now Harish Salve is providing representational service to a business entity. In this case, there is reverse charge mechanism, right? On the other hand, let us say Harish Salve is providing representational service to other than business entity. That is, he is providing service to Salman Khan. Salman Khan has a criminal case going on, and let us say Harish Salve represented Salman Khan in court. Now, Harish Salve is providing representational service. Yes, agreed. But is it to a business entity? Salman Khan is not a business entity. In that case, there is no reverse charge mechanism which is applicable. In a nutshell, if an individual advocate is providing service by way of representational service to a business entity, only then reverse charge mechanism is applicable. Now let us take certain examples to understand this concept in much more clarity. The first example, and that is the first question to you and you need to answer. Say there is a advocate firm. There is a advocate firm in Delhi by the name Sharma and Associates, and they provided representational service to a Bajaj company. So Sharma Associates provided representational services to Bajaj company. Now you tell me whether reverse charge is applicable or not. Reverse charge in this case is not applicable. Why? Because the service is provided by Sharma and Associates. So this is the partnership firm. This serial number of reverse charge mechanism is applicable only if the service is provided by individual advocate. That individual advocate may be a senior advocate, but if the partnership firm is providing it, then reverse charge mechanism is not applicable. I hope this point is clear to you. Now let us take the second example. Say there is a lawyer by the name Ram Jethmalani, a very popular lawyer. He provided service to Britannia by way of a legal opinion. Now you tell me whether RCM is applicable or not. Who is providing service? An individual advocate is providing. And who is the recipient of the service? A business entity. But what is the nature of service? Whether it is representational service. Here it is not a representational service. So there is no reverse charge mechanism. Now let us take the third example. Say there is a divorce case between Hrithik Roshan and Suzanne Khan. There is a divorce case between Hrithik Roshan and Suzanne Khan, and Ram Jethmalani represented Hrithik Roshan in court. Ram Jethmalani represented Hrithik Roshan in court. Now you tell me whether there is a reverse charge on that or not. Here the service is provided by individual advocate, and again service by way of representational service. But whether the client is business entity, in this case client is not a business entity, hence there is no reverse charge mechanism. Now let me ask you the last question. Say income tax department sent a notice. Income tax department sent a notice for Vodafone to pay 11,000 crores rupees of penalty. Now Vodafone Limited approached Harish Salve, and Harish Salve represented Vodafone in court. Now what Harish Salve is doing? He is representing Vodafone in court. Tell me now whether reverse charge is applicable or not. In this case, service is provided by individual advocate, service is by way of representational service, and the recipient of the service is a business entity. So all the three conditions are satisfied, hence reverse charge mechanism is applicable. Now I want to give you one clarification which they may ask you in examination, and that is, say Harish Salve is providing a representational service to a client, that is a business entity, let us say Apple. So Harish Salve is providing representational service to Apple, whether RCM is applicable or not. Now you will say all the three conditions are satisfied, reverse charge should be made applicable. But answer is no, reverse charge mechanism is not applicable. Why? Because before answering you should see whether this business entity is there in taxable territory or not. Now what is taxable territory? That is India. So if the business entity or the client is in India, only then RCM is applicable. If the client is outside India, then reverse charge mechanism is not applicable. In our example, what happened? Harish Salve, an individual advocate, was providing a representational service to a business entity which was located outside India. So if the client is outside India, reverse charge mechanism is not applicable. Only when the client is in India and service is received by way of representational services, reverse charge mechanism is applicable. I hope the entire concept of advocate providing representational service to a business entity is clear to you now. Continuing our discussion, let me clarify you one more point. Earlier we have been studying that if an advocate is providing a representational service to a business entity, then the liability to pay the GST is on the business entity. We said the service provider should be an individual advocate. Now let us say that Vodafone, instead of directly contacting Harish Salve, Vodafone first went to Sharma and Associates. Vodafone first contacted Sharma and Associates. Sharma and Associates asked Harish Salve to fight Vodafone case. Now what is happening? Did Vodafone directly reach out individual advocate? No. Vodafone first contacted Sharma and Associates, that is partnership firm of advocates. Sharma and Associates asked Harish Salve to fight that case. Now Harish Salve is indirectly providing service to Vodafone. I hope you are clear with that. Is Harish Salve directly providing? No, he is indirectly providing representational services. The GST law says whether individual advocate provide directly or indirectly, the liability to pay GST is on the final recipient. Now in this case, who is the final recipient of the service? It is the business entity, that is Vodafone. So if Harish Salve is directly providing to Vodafone, Vodafone should pay under reverse charge mechanism. If Harish Salve is indirectly providing to Vodafone, Vodafone should again pay GST to the government. So whether it is direct or indirect, when it comes to representational services, the liability to pay GST is on the recipient of the service.